Thank you for tuning in to What in the World is Going On. Today we're going to analyze allegations against USAID and its impact on global aid. In our increasingly interconnected world, international aid organizations like USAID, United States Agency for International Development, are super important. For decades, USAID has been seen as a symbol of hope, helping struggling nations and communities that are going through tough times, poverty, and disasters. But behind this image of kindness, there are some serious controversies and accusations that question how well USAID is doing and what they really want. From claims that they're playing politics to worries about how they're spending money, the scrutiny around USAID raises important questions. How do these accusations affect the very people they're trying to help? In this blog post, we'll dive into the tough claims against USAID, looking at how they affect global aid, the agency's reputation, and the future of international assistance in a world that desperately needs it. Join us as we explore this complex situation, trying to find the truth and clear up the misconceptions that shape our understanding of global aid today. Let's take a look at the overview of USAID and its mission. USAID, the United States Agency for International Development, is a key player in global development and humanitarian aid. It's been around since 1961 and is the U.S. government's main agency for giving foreign aid and helping countries grow. They believe that sustainable development is the key to keeping the world stable and prosperous. USAID works with partners all over the world to promote democracy, boost the economy, improve health and education, and help people in need. At its heart, USAID wants to help communities reduce poverty and make life better for people in developing countries. They spend billions of dollars each year on programs that focus on important areas like food security, clean water, and disaster relief. They do this through both on-the-ground projects and partnerships with other organizations. USAID aims to build strong societies that can handle whatever challenges come their way, whether it's environmental issues, social problems, or political conflicts. But USAID's mission isn't without its critics. As they deal with the complexities of international aid, they've been accused of not being transparent enough about their work and having political motives. Some people question whether USAID decisions are really in the best interest of the countries they're helping. This has sparked important conversations about the role of government aid organizations in shaping foreign policies and the ethical considerations surrounding aid distribution. Understanding USAID's mission and its impact is crucial to grasp the broader narrative of global aid and the controversies that develop it. Let's take a look at some key allegations against USAID. USAID has been in the news lately, and not for the best reasons. People are saying that the agency is more interested in helping the United States than in helping the countries it's supposed to help. Some people think that USAID uses aid as a way to get the countries to do what the United States want. This has made people who get aid question whether it's really helping them or just helping the United States. There have also been reports that USAID isn't doing a good job of managing its money. Some people say that the agency is spending too much money and not being very transparent about how it's using it. In some cases, projects have been criticized for not doing anything good for the people who live there. Some people also say that USAID is trying to impose its values on other countries. They think that USAID programs are too one-size-fits-all and don't take into account the different cultures and needs of the countries it's working in. This has led to programs that don't work well and don't help the people who need them. Finally, some people say that USAID isn't listening to the people who live in the countries it's helping. They think that USAID makes decisions without taking into account the local people's ideas and suggestions. This has made people feel angry and frustrated, and it's made it harder for USAID to get the help it needs to make a difference. Here's a clip of President Trump speaking of an audit of USAID due to its lack of transparency and financial responsibility.
They're finding tremendous waste, really waste more than anything else, I think you could say. Probably fraud and abuse can be added to it, the more standard waste, fraud, and abuse. But they're finding tremendous amounts of really bad things, bad spending. Elon can't do and won't do anything without our approval. And we'll give him the approval where appropriate. Where not appropriate, we won't. But he reports in, and it's something that he feels very strongly about, and I'm impressed because he's running, obviously, a big company. It has nothing to do, if there's a conflict, that we won't let him get near it. But he does have a good natural instinct. He's got a team of very talented people.
The first term, though, USAID was something that you liked in some respects.
I love the concept of it.
That's the program.
Sure. I love the concept, but they turn out to be radical left lunatics. And the concept of it is good, but it's all about the people.
Mr. President.
Will it take an act of Congress to do away with USAID, or do you believe you have?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, if not when it comes to fraud. If there's fraud, these people are lunatics. And if it comes to fraud, you wouldn't have an act of Congress. And I'm not sure that you would anyway. But we just want to do the right thing. It's something that should have been done a long time ago.
Let's analyze the impact of controversies on global aid. The USAID allegations have caused a big stir in the global aid world, raising serious questions about how well they're doing, who they're accountable to, and what they're actually doing. When things get messy, it's not just USAID that gets in trouble. It affects everyone involved, from donors to recipients and even other aid groups. One big problem is that these allegations make donors and recipients doubt USAID. When people question whether an organization is honest and effective, they might not give them as much money or be as friendly. This could mean that vulnerable people don't get the help they need. These controversies also make the organization rethink their policies and practices. They have to be more transparent and explain why they're doing things. This can lead to more careful evaluations of projects and initiatives, but it might also slow down decision-making and make it harder to respond quickly to emergencies. These controversies can really mess with the way people think about international aid. Negative feelings can make it hard to get people and politicians to support humanitarian efforts. This is especially true in a digital age, where bad stories can spread quickly and overshadow the good things that happen because of successful programs. So organizations need to be really good at communicating to stop the spread of misinformation and show how they're helping people around the world. In a nutshell, these controversies about USAID and other aid organizations go way beyond just the accusations. They make us think about the rules and practices that govern global aid, encouraging agencies to think about how they can do things better. As the world of international assistance changes, it's important to find a balance between being open and being quick to give help so that we can keep working to make the world a better place for everyone. Is the world a better place for everyone, or is aid another way to subdue and overthrow governments? Watch this clip of Kenya former President Uhuru Kenyatta's message to African leaders.
And a collaboration towards to this country and being able to repurpose our resources to where they shall have the greatest impact on our population shall remain the biggest political agenda of the African country. Together to bring an end to all of that and to focus ourselves on those issues that really matter for our people.
Let's examine a few case studies. Communities affected by USAID's actions. To fully understand the effect of USAID's actions, let's look at real-life examples. One example is the agricultural project in Haiti. After the big earthquake in 2010, USAID wanted to help the economy grow and build things, but local farmers had trouble because of the cheap American rice that came in. The cheap rice made local rice prices go down, which hurt the economy USAID wanted to help. This shows that it's important to think about the local situation and what the community needs when you give it help. Another example is in Uganda health sector. USAID gave money to fight HIV/AIDS, and some people lacked it, but others didn't. While these programs help reduce infections and make treatment easier for many, USAID often worked with only a few specific groups, which some people thought ignored local groups that knew better. This made people in the community upset, and smaller communities-based groups had trouble getting the help they needed. This made it hard for aid to reach everyone. In education, USAID's involvement in Afghanistan after 2001 shows how tricky foreign aid can be. While programs to get girls to school have been praised, some people say that these programs focus too much on Western ways of teaching instead of what's best for local culture. This makes some families not want their daughters to go to school funded by foreign aid because they think their culture is being ignored. These examples show that USAID's actions can have both good and bad effects. They show that it's important to give help that's tailored to the local community and to keep talking to the people you're helping. As the world of aid changes, these lessons will be important for future helpers to make sure they're reaching the people they want to help. Watch this clip of Democratic Senator Chris Murphy as he practically mentions CIA involvement with USAID.
USAID fights terrorist groups all across this world, making sure that we address the underlying causes for a retreat to terrorism. USAID chases China all around the world, making sure that China doesn't monopolize contracts for critical minerals and port infrastructure all around the world. It supports freedom fighters everywhere in this world.
Now let's discuss the future of USAID and international assistance. As we think about the future of USAID and how it helps other countries, we need to figure out how it will change and respond to all this criticism and accusations that have come up in recent years. The world of international aid is always changing because of things like politics, new countries, and the people who live in those countries. Even though there have been a lot of problems with how USAID works, it is a really important moment where it needs to change its plan and make sure it's always honest, accountable, and work with local partners. USAID needs to focus on strengthening its relationship with the countries it helps. It should make sure that its programs fit the needs and dreams of each country. This way, USAID can avoid being accused of being too bossy and controlling. By letting the countries involved, USAID can make sure that people feel like they have a way in what's happening. This way, aid can be more effective and meaningful. USAID also needs to be creative and use technology to make a difference. By using data and real-time feedback, USAID can better understand how its programs are working and make changes quickly. This way, USAID can show that it works, it's actually making a difference. This will help rebuild trust in people who are critical of USAID. In the end, the future of USAID and how it helps other countries depend on how it handles these controversies. If USAID is honest, open, and accountable, it can regain its leadership role in global development. This way, USAID can make sure that its efforts really help the people it wants to help. The road ahead may be tough, but it's an opportunity for change that could change the way international aid works for generations to come. In conclusion, we're going to talk about balancing critique and support in global aid efforts. The debate about USAID's actions shows how tricky it is to give aid around the world. We should look at how well aid organizations work and how open they are. But we shouldn't forget how much they've helped reduce poverty, improve education, and improve health care. USAID, like many other aid organizations, face many political, economic, and social problems that can make it hard to achieve its goals. It's important to listen to the criticism so that aid can reach the people who need it most. But we should also remember the positive effects that well-designed programs can have on communities, often changing lives and giving people more power. Finding the balance between criticism and support encourages a more helpful conversation, one that can lead to better ways of giving aid and making policies. Thank you for tuning in to What in the World is Going On. Please like and subscribe.